nitrous oxide, or as what the kids would call it nowadays, Whippets. Whippets usually come in bottles that look very similarly to the ones that whipped cream comes in, hence the name. What you would basically do is press down on the top part and inhale it. This is the new way of smoking in 2024 and I am 100% against it. If you aren't aware, the nitrous oxide found in Whippets is known to kill off brain cells one by one, causing a slow and painful death. This is also the same shit they got Kanye West hooked on. And I just have to say it. Stop it before you get addicted. Addiction isn't pretty. I had to learn that the hard way when I became sober earlier this year. I also found this Reddit post talking about it and it claims that this person had 2 near-death experiences due to him using the nitrous oxide that were very fatal. I would tell you to pause and read this, but YouTube's placing ads everywhere in videos now, which is a perfect seg into our next topic. If you aren't convinced that YouTube is currently taking extreme measures to make sure that you watch their ads, this right here will have you convinced. Now when you pause a video on YouTube, an ad will play. This makes sure that you, yes you, earn YouTube the most money while you're still on there. And they want you to make them money. It's a way that benefits YouTube the most. And I'm starting to think that they are becoming too greedy. Speaking of greedy, Mr. Beast decided to make a new Lunchables ripoff called Feastlys. And this is the literal definition of selling out. He didn't even try to hide that it was a ripoff and just proves that he'll do anything for money. To make matters even worse, he teamed up with KSI and Logan Paul to supply the drink that comes with each meal when he could have made his own damn drink. What about that, Jimmy Donaldson? That would have gotten you originality points for sure because this got you none. This makes me miss when YouTubers weren't trying to sell you a business and they were actually trying to do their own thing without forcing something down your throat and trying to make you buy it. But this problem not only exists with YouTubers heavily promoting an item you know you'll never buy like Ryan Trahan's Joyride candy. This is also a problem with online advertising for items like Magic Spoon and an app called Poly AI. Now for Magic Spoon, imagine really mediocre Fruit Loops. Like a Fruit Loops that is distinct of any originality or quality whatsoever. You basically have Magic Spoon. They come in a bunch of different flavors that are just mid. And the fact that it's being pushed as the next best healthy cereal is blasphemy because there are far better cereals than these. And I don't care if any of them are unhealthy. They just are better. As for Poly AI, it keeps trying to rub in your face that it's better than Character AI. And while doing so, the advertising comes off as excessively annoying. Like please shut the fuck up and stop comparing yourself to other apps that thrive in the same lane that you do. You're not making yourself look any better. Also not making themselves look any better is Nikolai White directly going after Zelda World and calling them ugly. This is bullying and he could end his career doing this. And I would hate for someone like him to end his career over absolute bullshit he should have never involved himself with in the first place. So just cut it out. And next time, ignore people like this. They're trolls meant to make you angry. They're rage bait commenters and that's all they ever exist to do. Speaking of rage bait, this channel called Inpus has been blowing up as of lately because of his offensive humor, clickbait thumbnails and controversial takes like this one right here.
If you play Not Like Us in my car, I'm putting you in a femur breaker.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
They Not Like Us.
It's basically just edgy Roblox content that is meant to waste your time. Speaking of complete wastes of time, the new Brennan Jones and Katy Perry albums. Now I was definitely expecting to hate the new Brennan Jones album because of this video I made where I basically said that the quality of his music is unredeemable. And all of the points I have made in that video are very much true on his debut album which only has one good sounding song on it. As for Katy Perry's album however, we completely expected this album to be devoid of anything following the 3-single release leading up to it coming out. And she has practically fallen off at this point son it's only deserved that this album doesn't perform well at all on the charts. Not even a JID feature can say this. Keep in mind that he also featured on Genre's Sad Boy earlier this year as well so I don't know why he keeps doing this to himself. There's also this terrible Twan album called I Hate Twan which features production from LL Claus and Filthy all over it. Now if you have no idea who LL Claus is, he's a producer who remade a lot of Playboy Carti beats. And he decided to take his talent farther than just this. He started working with other rappers. Twan was, unfortunately, one of those rappers. Throughout the entire album, you'll hear nothing but cheap clones of Carti tracks paired with a cheap Travis Scott clone as well. And people have made AI Carti music before, like Zeus Makes Music did using UberDuck, an AI site where you could get any voice you wanted. And luckily, UberDuck had a selection of rapper voices to pick from. One of those was a Carti voice, so he decided to take it. And 3 years later, we now have Twan doing the exact same thing. This, in itself, is void of any creativity at all. It's just Carti's music. Matter of fact, this is illegal. You're monetizing off of someone's work that isn't even your own. It isn't even unique to you. It's obvious that you took it all from Carti and never gave him credit for any of it. How do you think Opium will feel? If this doesn't lead to a lawsuit immediately afterwards, then I will be extremely upset. As for the label managing Carti currently, I hope he fucks this guy over for his entire life. And I also come forward with the announcement that I can no longer see myself reviewing underground rap albums anymore. It's monotonous, most of the albums are complete wastes of my time, and because of all the drama and allegations surrounding it right now, it's best that I don't associate with it right now. I will definitely make a part 2 to this, as I have a lot more to cover. For now, thanks for watching, and until that comes out, I'm gone.